sometimes the home reason we rational fears. All of us have a lot of fears. I also have. So why do the fears come? And why are we not able to deal with it?
Because of some negative thoughts should not happen. That we think it is fear. Thought. But the thought threatens ourselves that something may happen against our will. That's the name of fear. Because of the thought, the thought creates some emotion. The created emotion by the thought is known as fear. Basically, it is a thought. There is no thought like that. There will not be a thought. Is the reason for thoughts creates negative just of a thought. So all thoughts are known as negative thoughts. Positive thoughts will not create fear. So negative thoughts create some positive. Fear is one of the negative emotions. So basically, the thought is the basic thing for all those things.
Yes,
So you have to understand what is thought and what is thinking. Thought and thinking. What is thought and what is thinking? Thought is created consciously. What happens unconsciously without our intention. The thought comes unintentionally. That is known as thought.
Yes.
When we ride upon any thought, so we transfer the thought into thinking. So thinking is a conscious effort. So conscious effort is attached with thinking. Thought. So thought is unconscious. Whatever comes unconsciously, it is known as thought. But when we consciously handle any thought, it is known as, so thinking is in our thought is not in our hand. Here, the problem, although all our problems are related to only thinking, thought is responsible for all our miseries, or not, maybe some fraction of aspect, the thought may be reason for our negative emotion. Mainly, thinking alone is responsible for our negative emotions. So, but thinking is in our hand. Don't mind any thought. The thinking will not over. So, that's some conscious effort in their going along some lonely way.
Yes.
Thought, some dangerous animal may come. The path is a lonely place. Dangerous animal or snake. Thought comes, guide us. But sometimes, for example, a snake forest or a dangerous animal in the forest. So the animal or snake did not give any harm to us. It goes away.
Yes.
But we return after seeing the snake or seeing the animal, some dangerous animal. After returning to your home, return to your house, the thought comes about our meeting with the animal, meeting with the snake. So whenever the thought comes like that, naturally we have some inducement of some fear.
Yes.
Some phase of fear may come. Same time, importance to the thought and ride upon the thought. So what will happen if the snake chase ourselves, if the animal chase ourselves, if we think like that, then thereby we give strength to the thought. So the giving strength to the thought is known as thinking. Thought will, whatever may be the thought, all the thought is only convert the thought into thinking, have a vicious circle around about itself, and it will not leave us easily. It will last with ourselves for more. So before it leaving us, it creates many problems in the nervous system, our energy. Thought will not create more problem, but the thinking with thought is not in our hand. Whatever is in our hand, we can get away from the thinking. Cannot get away from thought. So whatever may be the thought, it may be a good thought, a bad thought, a negative. Very soon, at the very moment it appears, the next moment it will, because whenever we form the thought, so that we create thought into thinking. So whenever it created us very easily. Because we are created, we are giving strength to the thought. So, but even though we are giving strength that at any time we can live with the thinking, because it is in our hand. So all the thinking is in our hand. At any time we can leave the thinking. But we cannot leave the thought, because it is not in our hand. Thought, but it is natural. But comparing with the thinking, thought is very powerless. Even though the thought may look dangerous, it is really innocent. Worry about the innocent thought. The content of the thought may be or anything, but basically it is innocent. The problem is only in the thinking. Alone creates problem, but it is in our hand. So at any time we can very easily, if you understand the dangerous problem of thinking, then we can disown our thinking because it is in our hand. If you are consciously give attention, give power to the thinking, then only the thinking will continue. And it is unnecessary to handle thinking with the thought. It is always living. It itself is living, so we need not have, it will not wait for ourselves to leave the thought. It itself is living. So we need not worry about thought. Thought is the basic reason for so thought may be the reason for problem. The conversion of thought into thinking alone is...
Without realizing, we start thinking. That moment, that seems to be the only reality. Powerful thinking and all the emotions, it creates such a havoc. How to pull and stop thinking?
So we need not, but very understanding that we need not think about the problem. Then you will not consciously think. So, for example, somebody scold us or any misbehaved us in our office or anything.
Yes, sir.
So we have the thought about the same thing. Thought will come. So if you write upon the thought, no, I have to teach a lesson to the person who have misbehaved with us, then energy pattern is universal. So only because of our thinking alone, the raising of energy pattern will happen. Otherwise, even though the thought creates so many, the next moment it will go. As the thought goes, the also will go away naturally. But we created the thought into thinking, the emotion will not go away very easily from us. So the moment we understand unnecessarily create the thought into thinking, then we are forbidden our support to the thought, support to the energy pattern. So happening of thought, whatever comes will go away, disappear very easily. Of the thought may be some unnecessary negative thing, but even though it is negative or unnecessary, every moment it will appear, the next moment it will disappear also. But at the same time, if you do not give importance to if you have the idea that we need not give importance to the thinking will also go. But at the same time, the thinking is necessary to execute some action. But here, the execution of is not necessary. Execution of action is not necessary. For example, if you go to, you are coming from Bombay to Salem, and you are traveling a lot. So here you have to use your thinking. Then only you can plan your journey and where to take the vehicle or anything, where to take our food or anything. You can plan. So for that you can think. Specifically, there is no, for example, we have a property, we have a glass or glassware. The glassware fall down and broken. This is one, no doubt. But at the same time, if you repeatedly thinking about the broken down of the glassware, it is not necessary. So thought may happen. Unnecessarily we have broken the glassware. The thought repeatedly, it doesn't matter. But there is no necessity for our conscious thinking. If you put our conscious thinking there, I might have safeguarded the glassware in somewhere else. Then if you consciously thinking like that, so the problem will continue. So in this way, we may avoid thinking. So we may avoid the unnecessary, we may not avoid the unnecessary thought. All thoughts, some thoughts may be, worry about the necessary thought and other may be the thought. All thoughts are momentary. It is a fraction of a second, it will disappear. Appearance and disappearance will not go very easily. It will have a vicious circle around itself. Go very easily. So here, if you understand, we need not think about itself consciously, that will help. So if some necessary arrangement you have to make, you have to think. But unnecessarily you need not think. Necessary things alone you can think. Unnecessarily you can write upon any thought to some unnecessary happening may happen, it is over. And it will not happen again. So in that case, you have no necessity to separate anything. So in that time, thinking is not, where thinking is not necessary, but at the same time, some thought may happen like this. repeated thought may happen around it happening. But even though it happens repeatedly, you need not ride upon any thought. If you ride upon any thought, then thereby the thought becomes strengthened and it will become thinking. Possibly extend, you avoid the unnecessary thinking. Or you need not avoid thought. Thought may have come, you can entertain whatever may be the thought, you can entertain thought. You can welcome all your thoughts. Welcoming the thinking, thinking is necessary to deal some action. It is good, you can think. The unnecessary, when there is no action upon the thought or action upon the situation, but if you are unnecessarily thinking anything, you will create only some unnecessary emotions, some negative in your physical body and psychological.
Also is not in our hands, sir. I want to stop thinking, but it doesn't happen, sir. It's like, like how the water waves, they sweep you.
So if it happens unconsciously against your will, that is not thinking. So it is thought. So whatever happens unconsciously against your will, it is the thought. It is thought itself. Whatever you are doing on your own will and your volition, then only it can be considered as thinking. So when you understand your conscious attempt to make form, you can stop. Stop thinking. But you cannot stop thought. Whatever comes unconsciously, whatever comes voluntarily, let it come. You need not worry about that. Whatever comes will go away naturally. That is not the problem. Thinking alone is the problem.
Scares you.
Even though
thought itself is very scary.
Even though it's scaring, but if it is related to the external thing, related to some action, then you take it into account. Then you can you can act according to that. But if you unnecessarily create some scary idea or scary thought or anything, it can, you convert the thought into thinking. Whatever may be the thought, let it come, you can total command that anything, whatever may be come, let it come. Worry about the natural thought.
So, it's very difficult to wait, but because the minute the thought comes, and then the thinking starts, somehow I feel like thinking also has become part of, it just comes and you don't even know how we start thinking and how we start feeling the thinking, but we start building around it.
So if you are unable to distinguish what is thinking and thought, for example, some thought or emotion may come in, whether this is thought or thinking. If you have any doubt, if you are not sure whether it is a thinking or thought, so if you are doubtful, you can consider this a thought itself. It is not a water.
That I understand what you're saying. The thought is unconscious. What we build around it when we ride upon it. So, but the thinking itself also has now become it's become a very vicious cycle. The thought comes and the thinking starts, and then somehow I become absolutely paralyzed with fear. I am not able to do anything. I am not able to move. I just do not know what to do. So it is so on me that I just think that there is no solution. There is no help.
Here, for example, some problem is there, physical problem is there. Deal with the physical problem, naturally so thinking is necessary. Actually, there is no problem. When there is no problem, you have only thought and you convert the thought into thinking. Then you create some artificial problem within yourself. Actually, there is no physical problem. There is really some physical problem, you have to think. Really a problem, you have to think. There is no doubt about it. But there is no physically, there is no problem. But unnecessarily we are make the issue into a thinking. That is not, have no necessity to act. But even though you have some inducement to act something, that is not necessary. If you find for your action, what is thought, if you are able to distinguish between thought and thinking, all your problem will go away. Problem comes only because of our thinking, not because of the thought. May be the basic reason, but even though all strength to the problem is supported by our thinking alone. If you are able to free from the thinking, all problem will go away.
How to stop thinking then, sir?
You need not worry about that. Even whatever may be the thinking, the moment it comes, let it become thought. All thinking is become thought. So, whenever we are consciously doing anything, after it is happening, the happening is over, it is one of the thought above. So, whatever it is over, then moment by moment, everything is a new one. Moment you can start newly. So, in the next moment you can stop. Whatever you need not understand, you are unnecessarily thinking around the thought. The moment you understand, then naturally you will have the stop within yourself.
How to come out of how to practice, but we know since the same thought, stop it. How do we practice that?
Understand, for example, whether you are consciously doing some thought around it, consciously thinking like that, you can recognize. For example, unconsciously you may have some repeated thought about anything. If you are consciously ride upon, you can understand you are consciously riding upon the thought. Understand? If you understand, that means you are consciously doing something, then you can recognize your conscious participation. You can stop the conscious participation because you know the conscious participation is unnecessary. If you understand the conscious participation unnecessary, you understand, it will stop. The understanding itself is enough. There is no necessity to any practice in it.
So, but what happens that you may consciously stop, okay, I don't want to, I'm not, after again some time, again some thought comes, and again you find yourself in the same situation, and again you have to say, okay, I'm not going to think about this. But it keeps happening because the thought keeps coming and the thinking starts with that. So then, like, even if I say that, okay, I'm not going to stop, it happens to me that I say, okay, I'm not going to think about this. Like, I had this fear of lizard. So every time I would go and I would see the lizard, I would say, okay, my God, I don't want to sleep. Oh, but I know that it is a very irrational thought. I know that this will not hurt me, this will not harm me. But still the fear comes, the minute the thought comes, the fear comes, and I'm shaking all over, and I do not know how to deal with that.
So here, upon some lizard, it may have some habitual pattern within yourself. So you need not, so such kind of fear, that is not anything. It is not a major problem. So the real problem in fear is that, for example, you go away, some action may happen whenever you have your travel. So some unnecessary thing may happen. That is fear like this. Somebody has some scolders or anything, we met the problem in our office or in our work. So we may have some, this may have some loss or anything. You have a thinking like that, it will create some fear like this. So in this way, some repeated thought will create some unnecessary emotion within yourself. So all this unnecessary emotion created by your thought. But let it be, you need not worry about the unnecessary thought. So if the unnecessary thought comes, whatever duty is not to convert the unnecessary thought into thinking. So that alone is enough. Related to the lizard or any animal, snake. So naturally, the fear of lizard or snake or anything, thereby then only we safeguard ourselves from the lizard or anything. We can keep ourselves away from the snake and safeguard ourselves. So to possible extent we can unnecessarily think about the lizard, snake, that is meaningless. If the thought comes about the lizard or snake unnecessarily, convert the thought into thinking. In other cases, you may fear of snake, fear of the lizard in a positive way. Thereby you can avoid yourself from the snake and
But if what happens when the fear becomes so overpowering that it kind of makes you in a state where you are not able to function. Like, when I had gone for one of my courses, so then I got so scared, although I just used to be not scared, but then that so much fear came that I said, I'm not going to sleep here. Then if I would close my eyes, I would see it, and I knew that it is not real. I knew that the fear is in my mind, it is not real, I cannot see it is not there. But still that fear is the minute I close my eyes, I get scared. The minute I close my eyes, I get scared. So then how do I deal with that situation? Because it is an imaginary fear, but it is not, I do not know how to deal with it.
That thing, so it is only, you can understand this is only a thought. So you can recognize this is a thought only.
Yes.
And in that case, you need not build any building around the thing. You need not ride upon the thought. It will soon go away from that. The thought will disappear very.
So it was making me.
So if it is not disappearing, then the meaning is that you are doing some riding upon that thing.
Okay.
Then only it has some strength. Otherwise, it will go very easily. So the thing is that don't do anything consciously. Let it, whatever may be the thought, let it come unconsciously. Don't do it consciously. Conscious thought alone is in our hand. Unconscious thought is not in our hand. Not worry about the unconscious thought. So if you have any conscious thought about things, you can avoid the conscious thought. Because you are created. But whatever you have created, you can get away from the thought. Conclude, it will not fall like this. You can think like that and you can finish. But unnecessary thought comes, you can recognize it is an unnecessary thought. If you feel it is an unnecessary thought, the moment in the thought, you can entertain whatever may be the thought, let it come. Let the thought come on its own. If you welcome the thought, even though you welcome the thought will not come again. Very soon it will disappear. Moreover, the resistance to a thought itself is a thinking.
Okay.
So, if you welcome the thought will not, it will disappear very soon. It will clear itself very soon.
So, how to welcome the thought then?
So, you have to decide. Let it come. You have to consciously, welcome to the thought. Let it come. It comes naturally because it is not in your hand. So let it come. It just comes on its own. Let it come on its own. You have to give freedom to that. Able to give freedom to that, it will go away from you very soon.
Okay.
I think you might have gone through the Vipassana practices. So in the Vipassana practices itself, you have to wholeheartedly accept the sensation of yourself. So here also, you have to wholeheartedly accept the fear or thought, anything. So that welcome to the thought is the thing.
It is so difficult for us to. I know that I don't want to think about thought. Do not want to think about anything. Still, I find myself after 5 times. Like suppose somebody tells you that stories there that don't think about the word hippopotamus in the last. Again, the same thought. So what you do not want to think. That keeps coming.
So, if it is coming beyond your control, so take it as a thought. You need not worry about it is a thinking. Whatever comes unconsciously beyond your control, so you take it as a thought. So but the main thing is that don't consciously, willfully continue your thought. That is alone you have to understand. You have to avoid. So whatever comes unconsciously or repeatedly, even you have a decision that you need not think about that, but in spite of your decision, so you have to take it as a thought itself. So you need not.
But why are we not able to distinguish when the thinking starts and then we are swayed by the thinking also?
Basic reason is that we have unconsciously the mind set up that we have to safeguard ourselves. The intention to safeguard ourselves creates all the problems. So that is also natural. But we need not criticize, blame such kind of understand, but it is natural. Safeguard ourselves is natural. Our mind itself is like this. It will be very natural of our mind, not against nature.